Hello and welcome. Today I'm making a hedgehog pincushion. First I cut a section out of a 69mm square length of pine wood. Then I drew on my markings with a pencil for carving out later. When carving wood, we always want to carve towards the end grain if we can. That's the end of the wood where all the lines are pointing to get smooth cuts and prevent any splitting. Cutting away from you with your fingers out of the way while wearing a glove on your hand is also ideal to prevent any boo-boos. Then, to gouge out the middle without a gouge tool, I'll score in a circle where it's marked out. Then I'll use this score as a stop cut and begin carving out material until I'm a fair way in. Then I carved it out. Wrapping all but the tip of the knife in a little tape helped me not cut any of the sides by mistake. I switched to more of a chiseling technique as I got lower too. As carving the hole is a long process, I'll split it into two parts now it's deep enough and come back to it later to refine it. Here's how it looks so far. I drew the front shape of the piece out on some paper the same size as my piece, and I'll use it as a template to make sure both sides are exactly the same shapes marked out. Now I'm finishing off the hole, tapering it so the bottom is a little wider than the entrance. You'll see why that's important later. I gave it a rough sand just to make it a bit safer while I carved the rest of it, but I'll go over it again once I've finished all the carving. Then I rounded out most of the edges just on vibes, leaving him a little wide, slightly towards the back like a real hedgehog. Then after the final sanding, all of those rounded edges really start to blend into a nice shape. I've got another piece of paper here, and this one will be used to mark out where the eyes will go. Then I carved out where I marked to make all the facial features. Now I'm adding some spikes. Here I'm adding another little detail to separate the face from the body. The hedgehog's details are done, but they're difficult to see currently. Let's add some black colour for the eyes and other features to make it stand out more. Charcoal has a really nice deep black colour, so I'll grab some from a spent match. The match head and end that didn't burn I'll cut off so it's just the charcoal from the stick. Then I'll ground it into a powder. Then I'll throw in a few drops of water and mix it some more so it's easier to apply. Here, I'm breaking the end off of this cocktail stick so I can use it as a stiff brush to rub the charcoal into the details. I rubbed in a few coats to the eyes to make it stand out the most. Then just a little to the other details. I used my finger to rub a smooth shaded colour into the nose, and as you can see, it's now much easier to see his handsome face. After it dries, I'll apply a finish the same as in my belt video. For the pincushion, I cut up a big circle of fabric, then put a running stitch around the circumference by hand. Today I'm filling it with soft cut up fabric scraps. Then I just pull on the threads and watch it all come together. Magic. Then I'll tie it off. To put it in, I'll roll it in my hands to make it thinner. Push it into the hole we carved out. Then with my thumb, I'll push the stuffing down more into the wider parts at the bottom so it holds in the cushion. And that's all there is to it. The cushion seems to hold in pretty well, as you can see, because of all the stuffing in the tapered hole. But yeah, if you pulled on it enough, it is coming out. This is the first thing I've properly carved apart from whittling the odd stick, so I'm really pleased with how it came out. The reason I designed him like this with the chef's hat is so he can be pretty chunky with some weight and won't jump up when you try and take a pin out. It was only when I went to make this video I realised I only had 2 pins, but now I have the absolute best place to store some more. Thanks for watching. See you around.